Hi everyone and welcome to Clarity Mastermind. Today, well, first of all, I want to say that my name is Veronica Rozenfeld and I help ambitious entrepreneurs and professionals to create a breakthrough in your finance, breakthrough in your relationship, and break in your finances and quality of life. So today we're gonna talk. Usually I have a guest, but today I'm gonna share a little bit about myself and about clarity, what clarity is all about. So I've hosted a lot of those shows, but I've never really shared with you guys here on this channel what is my story and how did I start with everything. I started pieces and pieces right there, but never shared my story. So I've decided that today I'll share my story and talk about clarity and talk about the things that you guys can do for yourself and give you some tools. So I was born in 1981. Back in Ukraine. And as I was born, my mom was told that her firstborn child would never walk, never talk, most likely will never live the full length of life, or if this little girl survived, she would never have a normal life. I was 3 times wrapped in umbilical cord. This little girl was me. So here I am to prove that clarity makes the whole difference, because I was determined to survive, and I determined to thriving, and I determined to live the life. Not just like everybody else, but better. And here I am speaking in 3 languages and speaking on stages and having my YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, and probably more things coming. So I share that's part of my story because I want you guys to know that anything is possible. And doesn't matter where you start. If you put your mind into what you want to achieve, you'll achieve it. But my story of the journey where I am today started in 2012. In 2012, I found myself on a gas station. And the credit card did not go through. It did not go through once, twice, 3 times. And until that moment, I've never had issues with money. So I asked myself, how in the world did I get there? And the answer was very clear. The moment where it's done on me that divorce is final, and everything that I've built for 12 years in this country was melting away, just like ice cream on a hot day in San Diego, in California. So I asked myself, I remember I raised my eyes and I asked God, I said, how in the world did I get here? And the answer came. Because when I came to this country in short 4 years, I finished college. I married the man of my dreams. Sometimes dreams change. I owned we co-owned the house, and I had a corporate job. What I haven't mentioned that I came to this country with heavy dyslexia and no English. And with all of that being said, how did I do it in 4 years? I had a deep clarity of what I wanted, and I was completely disattached to how it's gonna happen. And that's all that I did. Remember those toddlers in the back of my cars? They are not toddlers anymore. They are 10 and 11. Well, actually, they are 11 and 12. My daughter turned 11 Monday. And she already spoke on stages and had her inspirational song. And finishing her first book, she actually started a couple and haven't finished them, but writing a couple of books. And feel very embarrassed that she haven't finished them. And people laugh when they hear that. And then my son built his first computer in 2 days, and he's mining cryptocurrency in his free time on a computer he built. So I share that not to brag, but I share that because the sooner we start our vision and the sooner we own who we are, the more we can achieve and accomplish, because it's much more given, much more required. So clarity. So I'm on the mission to help ambitious entrepreneurs and professionals create clarity, because when you clearly know who you are and what is very next for you, you rise to your greatness and you step to your destiny. And if you think about it, you are sitting and watching somewhere, and I'm somewhere. I know street number, city, and a zip code. Most people don't know what it's like. Most people, when it comes to life, don't know what it's like. And we end up wondering why we're not on time. Well, how can you get somewhere on time if you have not really idea what it looks like? So that's why clarity is so pivotal. So clarity. Write that down. C-L-A-R-I-T-Y. Clarity. So I'll wait for a few minutes, Jeremiah, for you. Perfect. C stands for creativity. Because whatever you can't achieve, you could create in your mind. So if you create a vision, then you can achieve it. Because everything you see around yourself, Facebook, video chat, phone, anything started with someone's idea. Somebody created an idea and then made it happen, which sets me to letter L. L stands for leadership, because you are a leader of your life. You are a leader of your vision. And so the good part about it, that your vision is given to you. Your vision is not given to your spouse, to your children. It's given to you. The bad part about it is, well, the best part is given to you, meaning because it's given to you, meaning that you are leader, you are in control of it. But because it's given only to you, not your spouse, not your parents, not your children, you are a leader of your dreams. And yes, the bigger the dreams you have, the more opposition you might have. In 2014, I've heard in 4 languages, your voodoo, and that's how they called my coaching business. They don't do that anymore. Will never make you money. And remember, parents are always right. And so is other family members, because it would never make me as much money as accounting. It's double, triple, or quadruple. So clarity. A stands for actions. Massive actions towards your dreams. In order to achieve your dreams, you have to have massive actions. So I always ask my clients to write 3 actions a day they do towards their big dreams. Because if you start your day with 3 actions you've done towards your big dreams, your whole entire day will be 7 times better. Try it. The hardest 3 things you do first thing in the morning. You're gonna drag it, but once you do it, it works. R stands for results. But before we go to R, we go to I, clarity. Because results starts with intention. Intention is a meaning behind actions. So if intention allows you to create a strategy. So if you are super strategic and ridiculously intentional with your actions, you're gonna get massive results. T stands for time. Because what you have and what's the most valuable is time. Time is something that you can't take back, but You can measure time by clock, but you can manage time by your feelings. Your thoughts and your feelings allows you to manage your time. So because think about the most scariest time in your life. It was the longest 3 seconds and it felt like 10 years. Think about the happiest moment of your life. It was the shortest 3 hours and felt like 10 minutes. So we manage our time by emotions. Unfortunately, we're not taught by that. We're not sure. We don't know what it's like. So that's what it is. So the one thing you could be in charge is to make yourself fulfilled, joyful, and happy, because that's gonna produce very strong time management and everything else. And Y stands for you, because you the one who makes all your dreams happen. And so you need to remind that power is with you. You are in charge of everything. And it takes one you to change the world. It takes one Mark Zuckerberg create a Facebook. It takes one Oprah Winfrey create the movement of spirituality. It takes one person to discover US, right? So everything starts with you. And it's the worst thing you ever can do. If you ask me what's the biggest crime you can do to society, A, not to discover who you are. I never forget when I was hired by one of the biggest net earner of my career. I was hired to be his mentor. And I shared with him my story, and he was kind of checking me out. So he took me to the place and he asked me to give intuitive guidance, but he needed to introduce me to people. He said, he'll introduce me as an accountant. And I said, well, and so I shared with him, I used to be an accountant. And so I shared with him that I don't want to be an accountant and he'll never can do that again. And I remember as he was giving me this check, which meant at the time a wall to me, because it meant that I can do what I can do and that everything I wanted is real. He said to me, if you would continue being an accountant, it will be crime to society because your gift is so big. You have to go and help people. And those words stuck with me. And so I'm telling you the same. The biggest crime you could do is to ignore your power and give your power to anyone else. So own your power and own your dreams and dream big, because if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. So create the dreams that scare you and do 3 to 5 to 10 actions every day to make them happen. So I want to talk about few pieces where people usually have what holds people up. Number 1, I believe that intuition is GPS to your success. So, if you ever had a GPS, it says go right, go left, go straight. That's what your intuition is. So if you really learn to trust that, and by the way, we all have it, we choose or not to choose to listen to it and use it, but we all have it. Every religion refers to it. It's a matter of us how good are we learned and trained to listen to that. And I can tell you how many times I've had, even with you, Jeremiah, I was in the middle of LA hanging out with my girlfriend. I was all of a sudden in the botanical garden. I'm like, okay, that's going to be my Facebook Live. And that's how you and I connected. Just my intuition said, okay, I have to do it there. But how many times I did things on intuition, like that client I just shared. I manifested him on his private boat. And my intuition said, go on 4th of July with people who I knew 1 out of 5 go on the boat. I did, and I ended up having one of the best experiences of 2017 that way. And almost everything I've ever accomplished, it was an intuition. My group coaching started from my intuition saying, sit at that table. And I thought that I'm sitting there because I'm sitting next to some very big speaker. Apparently, I was sitting there because girl next to me needed my services and couldn't afford my full prices. So basically, with her, my group coaching started. She's been in my group coaching for 2 years. Now I have 3 groups. So it all started that way. So listen to your intuition. And so people often ask me, well, I have kind of 2 voices. How do I know which voice to listen? So we're gonna do a quick exercise right now so you can know. Just close your eyes for a second and tell yourself no, no, no. And feel where it feels in the body. Then I want you to open your eyes and stretch, like just stretch. Yeah, great. And now let's close your eyes again. And here, and let's pay attention to yes, yes, yes. And feel where that is in your body. And then when you're done, you can open your eyes and stretch. So that yes, yes voice, that is your intuition. This no, no voice, that's your ego. Ego stands for everything goes outside. Because things are internal. And while we're on this subject, I want to bring 2 things that a lot of people don't recognize. Because inner power is power and wealth is very silent. It's very quiet. People who are truly powerful and they feel powerful, not only they have power, but they feel it. They will be very quiet about it. Very quiet about it. They will not hide it, but you would never know it unless you know what to look for. Same with wealth. Very wealthy people will never tell you, hey, I have 5 Maseratis. Well, yes, I do. So the wealthy people will more wonder how they can help you, how can they serve you, or what are they and they will be super intentional and they will be completely quiet about it. So wealth and power is very quiet. My favorite example, if you ever lived in LA or stayed in LA, LA has that culture of nice cars and nice women and all of this glamour. It's very loud. It's rich, but it's not wealthy. If you ever come 3 hours south where I live in San Diego, and I don't live in that part of the city, but if you come to the wealthiest part of San Diego, people would wear shirts. They would look so casual. You would never know that those people just walked out of $2, $3, $5 million house. You wouldn't know. Because wealth is quiet. So when you truly own your power and your wealth, it's very quiet. You will stop saying, but here it is. While you're going through the process, and while you need to go there, it's okay to embellish. It's okay to say things a little bigger so you can manifest them. But when you're there, you're going to stop doing it, I promise you. And that's how you know you're there. I used to tell everybody how big healer I am and how powerful I am. I don't do that anymore because I own it. I don't anymore. I own it. Like you guys seen me many times on YouTube. I might have not even mentioned I'm a healer. People talked about it, but I haven't. So that brings me to the next piece. The next piece is your inner image. So most people, and the more successful people, the more accomplished and successful you are, the more you're going to be with that challenge, and the more often you're going to see that challenge. And I see it, the bigger people are, the more often that is. And I've been very fortunate to coach a couple of owners of multi-million dollar companies. And I saw that it's true for everybody. So when it comes to your self-image, it's very important So clarity is, first you create the big story and big image, right? So you create the big story of what you want. So you know where you want to go, right? But then you have to figure out where you're at. So very often people think you are here, but you're not here anymore. You are right here. So if you don't know that, what happens? What happens is that you think that people who are your peers, they're not your peers anymore. Maybe you're supposed to teach them now. The people who are your mentors are not your mentors, they're your peers. And the people who are those heroes of yours, now your mentors. And people who you only dream of to meet, now in a sphere of influence. But it's only gonna come to you when you are already there. When Jeremiah shows up and says, I am a successful writer, here's my sequel. That happens only then. Jeremiah no longer talks about how he has another job. That is gone. Jeremiah only shows up as such. And it's not, and from that perspective, everything has changes, because once you change your perspective, everyone around you will change theirs. That brings me to the third point. The third point is you become what you believe, and you become your environment. So between the age of 0 to 7, you surround yourself, everything that you surround yourself with, you download to your subconscious, just like a cell phone. And cell phone downloads programs, and you download that to your subconscious. And those are the programs that run. And I love how your daughter showed up right at the age I'm talking, at the time I'm talking about. And it's downloads to your subconscious, and you make all the decisions from that you decided at the age of 0 to 7 running your life. So what if, so just like your cell phone, the only problem is that the cell phone we upgrade once, twice, 3 times a month. How often do we upgrade our subconscious? We don't. So that's what I do. That's what I do and help people with. I help to create a vision. I help to create a vision. I help to release and remove all the subconscious blocks. And a gift I have is that I know in 10 to 15 minutes what's holding people back by talking to them, and help you to create what is next for you, and help you to readjust your self-image. Those are the 3 things that I work on with my clients on a private basis or group coaching. And if any of you who are watching and willing to do that, just find me on Facebook under Veronica Rozenfeld, or on the website You Rise Movement, YOURISE. You Rise that today. You Rise that today. You Rise that today. And set up an appointment with me. And it's a free gift, free appointment where we can talk and see how to get you to the next level. Do you guys have questions? Jeremiah, do you have questions for me?
Yes. First, you're amazing, and you look fantastic tonight.
Thank you.
And so how long before you knew your purpose?
How long before I knew my purpose? I think.
Did you know in the Ukraine?
I didn't. I was I always, kind of interesting. I've always had a dream I've always been drawn to psychology, like crazy. But I end up not pursuing psychology because I end up following everyone else's opinion of me, perception of me. So what I haven't shared, because I kind of forgot, is that at the age of 3, and I don't like to talk about what dramatic things about my life, but at the age of 3, so I haven't spoke until the age of 3. I said that I couldn't speak, and so I haven't spoke until the age of 3. At the age of 3, I start talking, but I start channeling. And so my parents and everyone around me did not know what to do with me, and they knew that they need to normalize me before they gonna send me to a crazy house. And the way doctors normalize you in 1980s, they give you adult portion of antidepressants. And maybe it was an adult portion, maybe it was a small portion, and maybe it wasn't 3 years, it was 5 years. I hear different stories, so I don't know what age, but I know that happened for sure. Because I remember that happening. And what it did, it shut down a lot of my skills. It's also created this heavy dyslexia, huge social anxiety, and inability to trust anyone. Because that was performed by my parents. So even though my parents saw reaction of that for 5 days, took it out, never talked to it about what happened until my late 20s, and basically never showed me to any other doctor. Well, not psychiatrists or psychologists. So I was left with all of that dealing on my own. So I shared that because that suppressed my gift. But I still had a gift. I still had a very strong intuition all my life. So I wanted to do psychology, but I ended up not doing it because in Russia it requires a lot of math, and I wasn't good at it. So I've been told that I'm not good at things, but it's not that I wasn't good at things. I just been medicated in childhood that held me back, which is very different story. Stories are important when you understand what really happens to you. And so it only was after my divorce in 2012, the moment when I share with you, when I just started saying, okay. And I remember, so it was 2012, so 2010, I believe, yeah, or 2009, I'm sorry. 2009, 2008, I was pregnant with my daughter. She's my second child.
Oh.
And I had both high-risk pregnancies, so I promised God that if He'll give me a healthy baby girl, I wanted a baby girl with red hair. I didn't get red hair. I got everything else. I have a very unique hair color I used to, so I really wanted my daughter to have. And long legs, but I mean, she's a beautiful girl, but she doesn't have either of those qualities. She has many others. She's blonde with blue eyes, super amazing. And so God gave it to me. So as my daughter was born, I knew that I have to figure out what I have to do with my destiny. And I started piece by piece. But sometimes to figure out what you're supposed to do with your life comes with a lot of price. For me, it's cost my community, it's cost my marriage, it's cost my family. God says, I'm gonna give you what you ask for and what I'm preparing you for. But it's all on the other side of everything you ever knew. And with God's grace, I was able to go through that. I don't think I can do it again, but I did. And with God's grace, after 6 unemployments, here I am building my own company.
Awesome.
And when people tell me that's not gonna work, I usually smile and very quietly say, watch me.
They'll see it very soon.
People who know me well enough, they know that it's gonna happen.
It's already happening.
So did that answer your question?
It did. So I take it you're very tall then?
Huh?
I take it that you're very tall?
Why?
You said long legs.
No, I'm 5'7".
Are you really?
Yeah.
My wife's only like 5'1.5". She's
Well,
very short.
Long is very, you know, I have girlfriends who are 6'1", so it depends.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, I grew up in Minnesota.
I'm a perfect shape for a woman. God was very gifted me with. I probably requested for it because I have a perfect body. I was one of these people. I'm always super grateful for my body, and I never understand people who like do plastic surgeries and stuff because I've been very.
Oh yeah, why?
And I'm just happy, and I've learned to love my body, so. And make work whatever I have. So.
So you were born in 1981?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm old.
I was born in 85, so we're about the same age.
Oh, you're younger than me. I told you I'm old.
Oh, come on now.
You're older than my baby sister. You're younger than my baby sister.
I'm younger than. When was your baby sister? When was she born? 83?
She's not that baby.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, my sister was born in 84, and my younger sister was born in 87. But we were raised in Minnesota.
It's good. We were raised in Ukraine, so we both know what's cold like.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
in the
yeah.
Midwest usually much kinder and polite. So I don't know what snow in America does to people, but it works. People who grew up in California are not always that. There is, I mean, yes, you are people who watch it in California, but not always.
Well, yeah. What was the website to go and get the free clarity call?
Well, if you want clarity call, we can talk after recording. I'll be happy to do it for you privately. You don't have to have it, but for everybody else, it's www.urise.today. UYOURISE.today.
Today.
Yeah, I have a video blog, I have a video blog, testimonials, and a regular blog. So there is a lot of, like, everything that I put on Facebook and Instagram, it's all there. So you guys have a lot of information. And basically, today was a summary of what is there.
Well, there's a lot of people that I talk to around here that need clarity in their lives. So I think that'd be I kind of want to just bring this up. On Fridays, I do this thing from 3:30 to 4 where I just promote everybody's business, just throw it out there. And I get a lot of views on that. So I'm going to go ahead and put your website up.
You need to teach me how you do that.
Oh, what I do is I just go through as many groups as I can that kind of relate, because I'm the author of Diaries of Holy Night, The In-Between. So I belong to almost every Christian group there is that you can promote on, because there's a lot of groups that you can belong to.
I know. I tried, and I got banned by Facebook for 24 hours.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I get banned every time I share something. So it's like every couple of days they'll do a share, or just whenever I feel like it. Like I got this piece of artwork back. But anyway, so every Friday, I just go and whoever jumps on, I promote their business. But sometimes, like my mentors, Jim and Jody Parr, I just put their business out there anyway because they're my mentors. Or if I'm reading somebody's book or what have you.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
It's because you're the best.
Thank you. Are we complete? We done? Or do you have more questions for me?
Oh, sure. I got like 20 more questions for you. No, I'm good.
You can have any questions you want, because here I am.
So your oldest is 11?
Yeah.
Yeah, so is ours. He was born in 2007.
You confuse me.
Huh?
My oldest is 12. It happened in March. I'm still adjusting. And my youngest turned 11 yesterday, so I'm still adjusting to the numbers.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, my son turns 12 this year. He was born in 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's later on. He's in October. So he's going into the 6th grade. Yeah.
No, mine is going to 7th grade.
Yeah. Mine was just born later in the year, so he was, yeah. Besides, this is Alabama. I don't know how things run here. But I remember when I was in California, like when I got
He's very smart, so I wish he could skip a couple of grades because he's kind of bored.
Yeah, that's awesome. He should.
I won't discuss on YouTube why we choose not to do that. He'll be very.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. Oh yeah, because you're recording. Yeah, there it is.
Sam, I love you if you're watching that, and I know you're amazing. So if you have any more questions, we'll do it. Otherwise, I'm closing it. And so thank you so much for watching, and thank you for all of you guys being here. And I truly love and appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to talk to you soon. Bye.